Today I'm going to be using that microwave kiln, and we're going to try and make a cabochon, or at least we're going to try and resurrect an old cabochon that I've had for a long time. How it's going to go, I'm not too sure, but we're going to give it a go. Now, welcome to the channel. If you haven't been here before, my name is Jeff. I'm an Australian glass artist, and pretty much on this channel all you're going to find are videos related to glass fusing. I try and cover as much as I can. I try to give you more complete projects rather than leave you in the lurch, but you know, sometimes I don't get it all right and I miss things. But you are always welcome to put questions in the comments, and I'll do my very best to answer them for you. Now, as I said, this cabochon I'm going to resurrect it basically. Didn't work out the first time. So we're going to use the microwave kiln and try and refuse it into a nice shape. And I'll show you more about that very shortly. But before we continue, I've got to ask, have you subscribed and have you turned on your notifications? Because if you subscribe and haven't turned on those notifications, you're not going to know when I publish a new video. Now you'll see a bar down here with a bunch of icons on it. You will find them somewhere on your device. And that if you use them and help me build the channel, I'll be very appreciative. You'll find things like joining for becoming a member, the subscribe button, a community you can access, thumbs up for individual videos if you like them, and share button as well. So please take advantage of those and help me build this channel. So let's get into making that cabochon. So this is the cab I'm going to try and resurrect. It's just a cab I've had for years. When I fused it up, it was Dichroic black, but we had a bit of a flow over the side. So it's partially transparent there with a black background on it, which isn't ideal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that on this. It's just a piece of 2mm black. I've shaped it a little bit to fit. So it's going to be 2mm black, and hopefully it'll all just fuse together nicely. We'll get a nice black background on that cab. So you can see there, I've got the cab sitting in on the kiln base. I'll just put the lid on. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to alternate between on and off on this microwave. So I'm going to go 90 seconds on, and I'm going to go 45 seconds off, 90 seconds on, 45 seconds off, like that. And heat it up slowly, because the microwave, especially the small one, will heat very quickly. So I'll do that a couple of times slowly, then I'll make it probably 2 or 3 minutes, and we'll just see how it all goes. Let's put this on first. 90 seconds, that'll be 1 minute 30. That's our first 90 seconds. I'll wait 45 now, and then we'll do it again. Another 90 seconds. Okay, let's just have a look at this. So just make note of the time. There is a bit of a red glow at the top. It's not a real strong one. So we'll wait our 45 seconds and then give it I think we'll give it 2 minutes now. Right, let's have a look. There's a nice red glow in there. Now, fortunately, my safety glasses are not prescription, so I can't see detail, but we're going to have a quick look. That looks pretty good, actually. It looks like it's pulled around. I'm going to give it 1 more minute, and we'll see how that looks. So, take these safety glasses off because I can't see what I'm doing. Right, hopefully that's enough. I'll have a quick look. It's a bit awkward with the camera stand here. Yep, that looks better. So, just adjust the camera and then I'll bring it out. We'll set it on the side and let it cool down. It always makes me nervous doing that. I suspect this is going to take probably something like an hour and a half to cool down before we can have a look. So we'll come back in about an hour and a half. Okay, so let's see what we've got here. It's nice and cool. It's been about an hour and a half. Very slightly warm on the bottom, but I think it's fine. Oh, okay. Well, that's a surprise. That's really overcooked. Overcooked like you wouldn't believe. Not much of the dichro left, as you can see. Yeah, it's gone round completely. Let's try again. We'll do a different cab and we'll see how it goes, but this one is absolutely stuffed. Right, this is the second cab. It's got the same sort of problem. I've got 2mm black sitting in the kiln there. I'll put this on it and see how we go. Put the lid on. So I'm going to do very similar. I'm going to do the 90-45 process, but I'm not going to do that last minute. We'll see what happens. Okay, I'll wait 45 seconds, then we'll do another 90. Right, we'll wait another 45 seconds. Okay, now we'll do that last 2 minutes. Okay, let's see. That's all I'm going to do. It's a nice red glow. I think that's a lot better. That looks still oval. So I'm going to actually let it cool down in the microwave rather than expose the kiln to a sudden shock of the cold out here. And don't particularly want it cracking. So I'll set a timer now to an hour and a half and then we'll come back. Okay, after an hour and a half, this was still warm, so I decided I'd take it out of the microwave oven and put it on the side, let it cool down, because it was warm but not hot, so there shouldn't be any shock. So let's just have a look and see what we got. Oh, that actually looks all right. By the way, while we're here, you can see that crack there going right through. And there's one on the other side as well. Now that happened the first time I used this, and that is why I let it cool in the microwave. Of course, I didn't want that to get worse. So I'm assuming, though I have looked up a few things and referenced a few things, and cracking is normal, but that looks a little bit bigger than I would like. So I'm assuming it was thermal shock that caused that, but it's not all the way through yet. Let's have a look at this carefully. The dichroic has survived. It's still sort of oval in shape, but it has tended to round. Whether or not another minute less, or at least maybe 30 seconds less, it would have stayed more of an oval, I'm not too sure. But I'm happy with that. That's done quite well. So that last minute really just, you know, it overcooked it basically and cooked all the dichro out. Okay, let's have a look at these. Now, this was the first one. As you can see, there's not much left of that dichro. It's pretty burnt out, and it's pretty much round. If you remember, it should have been really more an oval shape, so way over fired. But this is the second one. It's still got the dichro in there. It was always dark, and it looks quite nice with those flashes. And it's also retained the shape quite a lot. Hasn't rounded out as much. Now that's with just 1 minute difference in the firing. So I will put that schedule, by the way, in the description, so you can reference it. But of course, you know, that's my microwave. Yours will be different. That was the first one, and that's the second one.
Oh, that looks nice.
Yeah, so it worked out quite different.
Yeah.
Though, in a way, I do like the dark one.
Yeah.
That's just me, I suppose.
No, I like it too.
But,
I couldn't see it with the light. It just looked like there was marks there, but
yeah,
now I can see
it's
it better.
taken all the colour out of the dichro. So it's actually quite surprising.
It's worked well.
Anyway, I'm going to finish off. You'll probably be in it, actually. Okay. I think that worked. Well, put it this way, I learnt a little bit in this, and I think a little bit more experimentation, and we'll get it right. We'll pretty much get that schedule right for creating cabochons. Now, this was dichroic. Dichroic is more sensitive to heat, so you can literally burn out all the colour, which we did in the first one. But I think if this was just normal opal glass or something like that, that extra minute wouldn't have made a lot of difference other than changing the shape. So if you're looking for an oval, you'll have to think about just how long you're going to fuse it. The scummy bottom, well, as I said, you could probably just use a little bit of wet and dry sandpaper and take that off, or one of your diamond pads if you got them, and you can take that off. If you really wanted to, you could probably put this back in and do a fire polish. I haven't done that in the microwave kiln just yet, so not too sure how that's all going to go. But yeah, it's something we'll do in the future. And there is one possibility, I thought, and that is to get a small bit of kiln shelf, or I think I mentioned this before, a small piece of kiln shelf, spray it with boron nitride and do the fusing on that. And you might not end up with that scummy bottom on there. Anyway, that's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed that. Up here you'll find some sample member-only videos, a button to find out information. Down here the subscribe button and a recommended video just for you. And until the next one, I'll say bye for now.